Good morning, everybody. I am Jeff Blankenburg. It is time to do the things. Kevin just let me know that, by the way, hey, you haven't started any of the bots. I probably should do that. Let's do that first. So I have. There's the Jeff Blankenbot. That one's good. What's going on with this? Oh, let's see if I can clear that. No. Let's just do that. And then that. And then the one that we're working on, I'm going to get that started too. Maybe. All right, everything should just be running now. Good morning, Kevin Evans. Good morning, Pika Program. It's Wednesday? I've lost all track of the week already and got zero sleep last night too. As it turns out, if there is a skunk in your backyard and it sprays near your air conditioner, it will make your entire house smell like a skunk. And so last night, at about 11 o'clock, our house just started smelling terrible. We couldn't figure out why. We read some things on the internet. People suggested maybe you should get out of your house and call the fire department, so we did that. And it turns out it was just a skunk outside, which is great. That's the perfect outcome. It's way better than the disasters we were worried about. But we were up late last night because then you get the adrenaline running. You got firemen in your house checking stuff with sensors. It was a whole thing. But here we are. It's Wednesday morning, ready to go. This is my favorite time of the day, being here on stream, building stuff with all of you. So that is Pika Program. That's how you do the sound effects. Thank you, Kevin Evans, for helping out with the sound list. And make sure my volume is up. Oh, I forgot water. You know what? We're still early. Kevin, I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back. Cheers. Thank you for the reminder. So... Anyway, there we go. There we go, Pika Program. Thanks, man. Yeah, I also, it's been a delightful morning because we went to the grocery store last night. My wife and I go, anymore, we go about every 2 weeks. We try to stock up and not go to the store as often. We're still trying to be really good about this quarantine stuff. And we went last night and I bought myself some, like the white powdered donuts, the powdered sugar donuts, just the little ones. I had some of those for breakfast. Oh my goodness, I forgot how good those are. So I had some of that this morning. It's been a good day already, and it is only just started. Another exciting bit of news is that my daughter, who turned 16 in February, yeah, my skunk house going 2319. That's about right. It was weird because we were all in separate rooms. My wife was downstairs, my son was in his room, my daughter was in her room, and I was already in my room in bed. It was it was almost 11 o'clock when we first started smelling it, and I thought, man, it's not just skunk. It smelled a little bit like tuna fish or like cat food, like wet cat food, and I just couldn't place it, and I thought maybe I had one of our cats in the room with me. I thought, I don't know, maybe he's got some gas, or like I caught a whiff of his breath or whatever, but it wouldn't go away, and it kept getting stronger. And yeah, it turns out we think there was probably a skunk outside. I've seen some, like I have a couple of outdoor cameras on my house, and I've seen skunks walking by before, but I've never smelled one. And so it was really surprising that, yeah, we had a skunk right near our air conditioner, and it just pulls that air right into your house and circulates it for a while, and your house smells. But by this morning, it's already good again, so we're fine in that regard. But it wasn't like overwhelmingly strong, but it was certainly gross, and you could certainly smell it. Okay, so for today, one of the things that I started building, I think on Monday afternoon, maybe yesterday morning, I don't know. I like I said, time is just a made-up construct for me at this point. I started working on the idea that this Chatsino thing, this chatbot casino that I've been working on, I started working on the idea of doing a group spin. So you guys have seen, if I come into the chat and I say roulette and I bet 5 on red, you can see that it gives me an outcome. I lost. The outcome was 10, which is black. Dennis Straub, good morning, sir. So that roulette is working fine, but the problem with that is that I only get to make one bet, which is unlike a normal roulette table. And in addition to that, excuse me, no sleep last night. In addition to that one bet, it's also only me playing, right? It would be cool to have a bunch of people participate and have one spin happen, and then everybody gets to like participate in that exact same spin. So that is the thing that I started working on Monday, and I thought the thing that we could kind of get into today, because I'll show you guys what I've built so far, and that will hopefully remind me what I have left to do. So if we come in here, this is my core page. We're going to flip over to this view. Good morning, Trey Last. Good to see you. I guess good to chat with you. Look at that, Dennis, cleaning up. Nice work. So you don't have to just bet red, though. You can bet red, odd, top, middle. So the sets of things that you can bet are any of the numbers, right? 0 through 36. You can also bet red or black. You can bet odd or even. You can bet top or bottom, which is top half, bottom half of the number set. And that does not include 0. So bottom half would be 1 to 18. Top half is 19 to 36. And then there's low, middle, and high. And those, if you divide the 36 in thirds, you have bottom third, middle third, top third. So that's low, middle, and high. So those are all available to you as well. I haven't figured out how to do, or at least the syntax that I want to use for people to be able to bet multiple spaces on a roulette table. Sometimes you can have you can bet the corner of 4 spots. And the odds are 25% less, but you're covering 4 spots with one bet. I don't know that I'm going to do that, but I feel like eventually I probably will have to. But Dennis, just in case you haven't seen this stuff, there's also this command. So you can say poker. You can play video poker. It just deals you a hand. You don't get to hold anything or anything like that. So in that case, I lost 3 coins. By the way, if on the poker and on the slots, just as a warning, it bets half of your coins. I changed that on Monday, and I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. But it bets half of your coins, and you earn a coin for every chat message that you post in the chat. So the more you participate, the more coins you get. You can see Kevin Evans is playing rock, paper, scissors there with Alexa. But I can also do slots, and slots will hopefully win. No, I lost. So there's a slot machine as well. And so if you want to see the pay tables for those, you can say pay table, slots. That's the slots pay table. So you can see what the outcomes are that actually win. You can also say pay table poker to see what the poker outcomes are. And what you get paid for those. You can see a royal flush is huge, but that's being dealt a natural royal flush, no wilds, no draw. So there's obviously a huge incentive to do that. And these are all the odds. So if you bet 1, that's what you would win. But if you bet 5, you would win 5 times those amounts in those pay tables. But what I really want to do now is get to that group-style roulette game. I think I'm close enough that we can probably finish this before we're done streaming today and actually try this out. So I'm excited to see how it's going to work. So the first thing that I had to do was come up with a way to set this stuff up. And so the command, I thought I had a command for this. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, no, it's up here. So the way that this is going to work is I'm going to have this done a slightly different way. And you guys can try this now, especially if you have a ton of channel points. Channel points are the things that are down here, these Blanken points. But you may notice that in this list of things, there's like play a sound effect, highlight my message, hydrate. These are all things that people have been doing for a while. But down here at the bottom, there's a new one called Play Roulette. And this Play Roulette will actually create a new game in my database. So you don't actually do this because I don't want you to waste your points. I'll do it because I have infinite points here. But you say play roulette, and then you just say go or what. It doesn't matter what you type as the chat message, but you have to put something in the chat because that's the only way for my chatbot to receive this notification. And so you hit go, and then what happens is it will say, oh, maybe it's because I already had a game open. But what it should say is, hey, betting is now open for a game of roulette. Jeff Blankenburg started a game of roulette or whatever. And then let me go to Airtable and show you how this works. So inside my data, which is down here somewhere, so I have a game, and the game looks like this. So I have one that's in progress, so that's why we didn't start a new one. But this in progress game is open, and then anybody that wants to can place a bet, and you can place multiple bets. You can see that I have bets, 5 coins bet on this, and 5 coins bet on that, and 5 coins bet on this. And that's actually something I hadn't considered, is that, there you go. So Pika has figured out how to bet 1, and so Pika is in there, but you didn't provide a position. That's something else that I'm going to have to build as some logic. I haven't covered that yet, because you didn't provide me a position, and I haven't provided you a way to get rid of that bet, so you would just automatically lose. So I'll have to figure out how to prevent that from happening, but that's pretty easy. I don't know why that one didn't come through. What did you do? 2 uppercase. Cannot read property 2 uppercase. Oh, because you didn't provide a position. Interesting. So we're gonna have to work on all this stuff. So let me go find that spot. That's on placebet.js, which is in here somewhere. I'm also really rethinking how I've built some of this stuff, because I now have like a namespace that's casino, and I have another one called games, and then I have like a helper function that's called pit boss, which I thought was pretty cool. But then, like, this feels like I'm just jamming weird things in there that are related to the casino. So I don't know. I don't love how this is all structured right now, and I'm going to have to revisit that at some point. But I thought it was kind of cool to ask the pit boss if this is a valid position, or ask the pit boss if this is a valid wager. I thought that was kind of a cool thing to call, which is why it's called pit boss. But we'll figure this out here. So there's definitely going to be some refactoring. But one of the things that I need to do is I have is valid wager. And then I say, if the game type is roulette, and you have a valid position, but somehow that failed. Somehow it was willing to record your... So I already thought about this, which is good, but somehow that didn't work. I kind of want to go back and see... I'm going to look back here in the log just a little bit, Pika, and see what you did to break it. Where's my error message? Where did that error message go? Cannot read properties. So you came in here and you just said bet. And the position was definitely undefined. So why does my is valid wager is not a number? I guess let's do one more here. One more case in my is valid wager, which is no, that's wager. I don't care about wager. I care about position. What does position think? If it's not a number, I guess, I don't know, let's try if position doesn't equal undefined. I should say if it does equal undefined. Then return false, because that would not be a good thing. Then I can say else here. Okay, so we have a few conditions. How do I return a count for each value of a given column for a given user? Like how many times Jeff Blankenburg bet red versus how many times he bet black? I need to do something similar. Let me know at some point if you know. Trade last, that's a really good question. So there's a couple of ways you could do this. I'm wondering if, one of the things that I would recommend doing if you're just trying to query the database to get this information is Airtable formula field reference, this thing. Let me drop this link for you because this is like the reference guide for how I query against the database. But what I would do there is I would use their, where is it? This count. And you can count the number of, no, that's not what I want. There's a, well, let me show you how I would do it in the actual database, because I think I can do this too. So if I come into user, a user has bets, but I should be able to say, I'm going to build a lookup table, a lookup field. So let's do a lookup. And what I want to do here is I want to look in bets, and I want to choose the field to be position. And I only want to include conditions where position contains red. And what did that get me? Maybe I make this a count field instead. Count might be more what I'm looking. Choose a field, bets, only include records where position contains red. There we go. So this is the initial way that I would do that. If I wanted a hard-coded value, so I could call this red bets. And what this basically does is you can see for this person, who happens to be me, I have made 2 bets in which I have bet red. And so this is now a value that will be in my database always, and I can always pull it out and use it. And this is just part of my user record. So this means every time that I reach into the database to get this user record, I will have red bets as one of the properties of that object, and then I can use that over and over and over and grab it and do whatever. But it is a lookup field, so you can't like modify that. You can't change it or update it or anything like that. But if I come into my bet table and I were to just add well, let me do it this way. If I come in here and I say bet 5 red, and now I go look at my table. Did I break it? Oh, Pika broke it again. Hold on. Save. So this time, if I say, this is what happens when I start building stuff and I let you guys try it. I don't have nearly the protections on logic that I want. So I say bet 5 red, and then in my data table, you can see that Chatzino responds. I get that thing, and you can see that I have, well, you can kind of see that I have a new record here. And if I come into my user record now, trade last, and so then you can see that this is incremented to 3 automatically. So then TradeLess says, then I'd like to get a set of different positions associated with the user, like red, black for Jeff, and red for me, and something else for someone else. So you can do this all with this formula field reference, and I thought it was count, but I think there's a way where I can count. I'm trying to remember how this works, because I feel like it's slightly different for these filter statements. And it should be very, very similar to this count here. Count the number of numeric items. Oh, I see. So what you're doing in this case is you're counting, I don't understand what the 1, 2, 3 space 4, like it's providing a list of things here, but what I would do is count a field. And I don't think count only counts things that are numeric. I think it just counts the number of items that you've given it. So that's kind of odd to me. Oh, here we go. So I guess you would want count all. And so you would say count all, and then in here you would put a reference to whatever the field you care about is. And you can put conditions in there, like where clauses, and if this is true, and whatever. But I don't know the possible values for positions up front, so you may have like blue-green donkey, I may have blue-green pizza, and you just want a count of each of them regardless of the values that are in there. I mean, we could do that. I think let's try this. This is a good experiment for me to demonstrate my capacity for figuring things out in Airtable. So we're going to call this a formula field. We're going to have to write our own formula. And the formula is going to be, I'm going to say, I want this to be, I'm going to have one of these, and one of these. I just want to make sure that this works first. And I'm going to move my browser over a little bit just so you guys can see this. Okay, so if I say save, sorry, there was a problem. Do I need the equals? Can I just do that? No. Unknown field names. Okay, what if I just say username? Oh, I probably need to wrap these in quotes. That's probably what it is. Like this. Can I do that? No. What about this? Okay, so I've started, I just wanted to get the formula started and then we'll go. So you can see here that I have this field 8, and in here, this field 8, I have I just have the brackets in it right now. But what I want to do is, let's see how we can do this. How can I do, is there like a for each? Can I do a loop? For, no. Let's see. There's got to be a way to do this. I gotta figure this out. Yeah, you want to return the sets. I totally, so in a perfect world, if I could, if I jump back to my code editor and just do something new, what I was thinking you would probably want is something like name, red, count, 4. And then it would probably look like this. Name, donkey, count, 7. Right? You'd have some array like this. This is kind of trade less. This is kind of what I was thinking you were looking for. And what I was trying to figure out is how I would iterate through and generate that stuff. I probably could figure it out, but that might actually take me a good chunk of our stream today. So I'll be interested to see where you land on this, but I'm going to think about this because this is some cool stuff. Actually, I've done some looping before. I did it in the Star Wars database for let's find that one. Star Wars. So in my formula for the Alexa slots, the slot values here, I'm doing if array join. So array join on the column synonyms. So I wonder if let's take a look. Maybe we can figure this out. Again, I've done enough of these pieces that I feel like I should be able to do this. So what if I take, for user, what if I have a new column called position values, and this equals a formula that is just count, no, equals bet dot. Can I do bet dot? No. Because this is in a different table, it's trickier. I'm trying to figure out how to pull the values into the table first, and then I could iterate on those things. Because my array join is using stuff that's already in the table, so I was trying to think of a way where I could get like, this doesn't really show me a good way to like get joined values or anything like that. That would be pretty cool. I wish there was a way for me to say like, how do I get this record or this property? So this field here, this table. No, you're totally fine. This is just a good experiment. So if I say bets, what if I do array join bets? What does that even get me? It just gets me the field name. So I wonder if there's a way. Can I say bets dot position? God, that would be so cool if I could just do this. Save. No. No way. Oh, I thought that was going to work. Gosh. Okay, so I mean, it feels like there's probably a syntax for this, where like I can pull in bets, right? So bets is just the bet that's already a column that's in this table. Actually, I wonder if I do a lookup here. What if I change this to a lookup? Lookup. Where's the lookup? Lookup. I want to choose a field from bets, and I want to choose the field to be position, and I don't want to include linked records with certain criteria. This gets me okay, we're on our way. So now what we want to do is take this and use it. There's no formula on this, right? It was just a lookup. There's no conditions I can put on that. So we're going to do, I'm going to create another column. There's probably better ways to do this, but I'm just going to create another column. Position, values, sorted. I think array unique probably would get me it, but then I have to go like do another query. What I'm trying to do is that's giving me a list of every single position you've given. So if you had 75 bets, I'd have 75 positions. What I want to do is sort them and then just count them up. Right? I don't think, does array unique give you a count? Because that'd be a sweet move. Array unique doesn't seem to exist. But I think I could do count the number of whatevers, count the number of whatevers. Yeah, let's take one more glance at this. This is position value sorted. We're going to do a formula on this one. And we're going to do, is there like a sort? No. Order? No. Arrange? Text operators and functions. Is there... Join the array of items into a string with a separator. I don't want any of those. Find, replace, right, search, substitute. None of those are good. Isn't there like a... Why can't I have a sort? Average ceiling count. I wonder if I can I add a condition to this? I wonder if I can add a condition to this. Only include link records. I want to change the where to like order by. That doesn't give me what I want. Okay. Well, I think we're closer. Oh, you just need the set of values? Oh, I thought you wanted the count. Okay. Well, yeah, you probably could do... I wish there was a way to get uniques here. Where position is... No, where position... No, it's none of those. I was hoping for like where it's unique. That doesn't work. So we still have our list of things, which is good. Red, red, black, red. You could technically just have this, and then you would write some logic on your side to parse this. That would certainly be one option. So you're not doing it in the database so much as you're doing it in your code logic. Also, good morning, Ghostbag. I didn't even see you there, but good morning and welcome. And W. Giorgio, I'll talk to you about how I increment coins and how I know if someone's chatting. We'll talk about all that in just a second. There's got to be a way to get these two unique. And I don't see it here in this reference. But doing it in the logic of your code would certainly be an easy way. There's string operators here somewhere, isn't there? Date and time. Array functions, array join, array unique. Oh, okay. Maybe that will work. I didn't even know that this array unique existed. That might just be the thing. Array unique. So this is a lookup. So this is going to be a formula. And we're going to say, this we might just have a trade list. I'm going to be so proud of myself if we can figure this out. Okay, so formula equals array unique. And the values that I want in there are position values. Oh, please work. Ha ha! There you go. Yeah, you said array unique earlier, but I didn't see it in the list when I was looking. So there you go. I now have, I've gone from this, which is just doing a lookup, right? So I'm just doing a lookup field and I'm getting the values out of the other table. And then I'm doing this, which is a formula field where I'm just calling array unique on that column. Thank you, Kevin Evans, for the sound. So we've got a winner there. I think you're going to have to do it in 2 steps. But what's really cool about these is these fields are automatically updated. So you won't need to worry about going back and figuring a lot of this stuff out. It'll just be there. And so if I come into bets and I say bet 5 odd, something I haven't done before, now I look at my table, odd is automatically in the table, right? So you'll always have a reliable source of data without having to go calculate or manipulate or do whatever. So again, reasons that I love Airtable, this is reason 793. Because it just it took a little figuring, but that's a thing we can figure out, right? And now it's just there and it exists, and it's automatically calculated by a server I don't have to pay for. All of that is glorious. So yeah, there you go. That is our solution. We'll have to, somebody clip this. We should be able to save 30 seconds out of here. That should solve our problem. All right, let's get to some casino coding. I'd like to get this roulette thing working today. So let's go back and look at Jeff Nunn. Good morning. Let's take a look at why the bet thing was breaking. So if I just say bet, it should be like, wah, wah, that's not right. But it's not doing that. Instead, position is undefined and it's still returning true. It's still saying, yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Cannot read property. Starts with. Oh, I just didn't send a message back. Oh, that's okay. So am I not working on that condition in my place bet function? If it's a valid wager. Oh, yeah, see, I'm just not sending this back. Okay. So this is on me. So we're going to say return. And what did I use in the other roulette? I'll just use the same messaging. It's in here somewhere. Games roulette. I have that's not a valid wager. The amount wagered is invalid. Your bet is not written recorded. We'll just take this whole return statement, copy it, bring it over to place bet, and drop it right here. So it's the same language. And again, we'll have to break all these strings out at some point, but I'm okay with this in the chatbot more because I'm not internationalizing this. I've committed to this only being in English because I wouldn't be able to participate or help with chat if people were writing in other languages, and so I feel like this chatbot is just an English chatbot. The amount wagered is invalid. I will have your wager in there. Do I have username? Is that a thing that I know? I mean, I know user.fields, that username. Let's do that. And then wager, and then user coins. User coins is also not something I know, but I do know user fields currency. Well, the thing about this Gold Zulu is that it's just a chatbot. I don't know your locale. I don't get any indication of where you are in this chatbot, so I have to just assume English. I don't have the luxury of tweaking this per locale like I can do with Alexa. Okay, and then we need if it's not roulette, then we just go ahead and let you make your bet. And if it is roulette and you have an invalid position, then I need to give you an error also. And so the error for that is this one. And we're going to have a whole bunch of content sometime where I'm breaking this out. So at least I have one copy of it everywhere. I don't have multiple copies of the same text over and over. So this position is a thing, I'm pretty sure. Position is a thing. This becomes user.fields.username. Okay. So I think we should feel better about making these bets now. Bet. If I just do that, it should say no. The amount wagered is invalid, and then I should be able to say bet 5. That didn't work. Command name's bet. Position is undefined. Where am I doing the 2 uppercase on position? Down here. But I shouldn't be able to get in there because it shouldn't be valid. Or not position. I don't know how many other conditions I can add to this to make sure that that's not coming through. Bet 5. Why does it think that it can do that? It doesn't have permission to do that. If game fields type doesn't equal roulette, we can do this. If it doesn't equal roulette, or if the game type does equal roulette and it is a valid position. Good morning, Lily Hazel. Thank you for being here. Hey, I saw your news on the Discord. I'm sorry to hear you backing off of the community stuff on Twitch with the live coders, but it sounds like you're probably doing some cool stuff for work, so that's maybe a good trade-off. I don't know. But I'm glad you're here today, and glad you're joining us. All right, so is valid position is still not doing what I want it to do. Let's just... I don't understand. Lily, if you don't mind sharing, what do you do for work? I don't actually know that answer. Position... no. Position... Let's see what our position is. Okay. So if I say bet 5, it should freak out on me. But instead, it comes in and does that. So my position is undefined, which I already knew. I don't understand. Is there... It's saying on placebet.js, line 22, right here. Why is position undefined? Or I guess I know why it's undefined. Oh, that's awesome, Lily. I'm excited for you. Wow, gift subscriptions going around. Gold Zulu. JB Nunn hooked you up. I don't understand why we're getting through my wall here. This doesn't make any sense. I have this function, isValidPosition, and isValidPosition is supposed to make sure. What other options do I have here? If I let's see what Lodash can do for me. Dot is undefined position return false. I don't understand how we're getting past this. F5. Okay, so let's go back to placebet and see what's really happening here. Oh, I see it already. Game type. I don't understand, but that was the issue for sure. I was creating a condition in which you could get past it by being undefined. I think that will fix it now. Bet 5. Nope. If game.fields.gameType, is it actually game type in the database? Game.fields.gameType, roulette. Okay. If it doesn't equal roulette, or if it does equal roulette and the position is valid, I really thought I caught the issue. What else can I do here to fix this? Game type. Well, let's see what it thinks it is. Console log. Game type. Game.fields.gameType. And then we can also take. No, that's good. That's a good start. Okay. That fails perfectly. Bet 5. Game type is roulette. What a surprise. Is it possible that there's a space in my data? Like maybe I'm not comparing the same string? So if I go to game type and I look at roulette, no, there's no space there. I mean, I can try to eliminate that way. I don't know what else I can do here. If game type doesn't equal roulette, well, let's just take this condition out. Let's see if that is my issue. So now I just have if it's roulette and the position is valid. I get the feeling that this isn't the issue. Like, it's not the valid position thing that's my problem. That's the vibe that I'm getting here. And I'm wrong. Okay. So game type trim is not a function. Why wouldn't that be a function? It's just a string. So maybe it's not as equal as I think it is? Game type definitely looks like roulette. What is the issue here? This is such a stupid thing. This shouldn't be happening at all. If it's a valid wager, which it is. And then if the game type is roulette and it's a valid position. This is so simple dumb. What could possibly be wrong with this? I'm getting the word roulette. I'm going to add some quotation marks around it just to make sure that I'm not... The position you indicated is not valid. Undefined. Your bet has not been recorded. What just changed? What did I... Oh, did I... Maybe I not save? The position you indicated is not valid. Undefined. Your bet has not been recorded. Please try again. That is... Oh, God, that's the behavior I would expect. That's totally what I would expect. So if I go to bets, you can see all these wasted bets that have no positions on them. Get rid of all these. And I'm going to get rid of Pika's bets because those didn't have positions either. I can get rid of these three. These were just sample data. Okay, so we're now at a place where I have... let's go back and fix this too. I'm glad I built these for trade last, but I don't need these fields. Delete. Red bets. Delete. Position values. Delete. Field 10. Delete. Okay. So I think this is working now. I think it was maybe just that I didn't save my file. That could have been it. But so now we're getting to a point where if I say bet 5, it should fail every time, and it does. Okay. So there's a few things that I really got to figure out here. How am I gonna? I do need an aggregation column. So it's actually good, trade last, that we went through this. Total current wager is what we're going to call this. And I think we might be able to do this with a lookup. We'll see. Lookup. I'm going to look up in bets, choose the field to be wager, and only include where I got to bring another record forward. So in bets here, I need to bring a thing forward, which is just a lookup. Lookup. I have to look up the lookup. In here, I'm going to look up game, and I need to choose its status. Save. And so I can see that all of these bets are in progress. Now, if I come to the user table, and I look at total current wager, I should be able to say where lookup. What? Oh, I want bets. I want this to be... Did I call that field lookup? I did. Status is what it should be called. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to figure out a way for you guys to give coins to each other, too. So I have my status here. I go back to user. I want this total current wager to only be wagers where the status... I want to look up their wager where status contains in progress. Save. These are all the current bets they have, and then, so this actually needs to be all wagers, and this is total wager, total current wager. And I need this because I need to make sure that you're not over betting. I need this to be a formula equals, is there like a counting find sum? How about add? No. Oh, let's see. Numeric operators, that's not what I want. I want to count. No, I want to add up. Mod, odd, power, round, square root, sum. Sum. Okay, so I just want sum. That's pretty easy. Sum. And I want this to be all wagers. Save that. And we should end with 25. Oh, yes! Okay. So now I have knowledge of what your current bet is, and this is part of your user record, which means I'll know how much you've currently wagered every single time that you... Oh my gosh, there's kneecapping happening. What happened in the chat? Someone could be a loan shark. Now I have that song stuck in my head. So that loan sharks are not enforceable. A kneecap function would actually be pretty sweet. All right, Lily, thank you for stopping by. Have a great day. I can't believe that there's kneecapping happening, or a bash function. You guys are violent. It doesn't mean we won't do it. Doesn't mean we won't build that, but goodness. Okay, so now I have a function, total current wager. I actually want to change this to be all current wagers. And then that may break this. No, it didn't. Did they fix it automatically? Oh my gosh, Airtable, you're the best. Okay. So get out of my way. We're going to look at, now that we have this, we got to add some logic. And we're going to do that here for place bet, for the pit boss. What do I pass into the pit boss? I have isValidWager, I have wager, and I have user coins. I'm going to need a third value that I pass into that. And we have that value now, which is called total current wager. And so in here, isValidWager, we're going to have their actual amount of money, and then user.fields.total current wager. And so that third field that we're going to use here, this is going to be total bet. We could have, if wager is less than 0, if wager is less, so I want to do another one here, else if wager plus total bet is greater than user coins, return false. Okay, so what I've done here is I now know what your total bet is. And I'm saying if what you're trying to bet plus what you've already bet is greater than your total number of user coins, then you are not allowed to make that wager. And let's test this just to make sure that it works. I currently have 21 coins. So if I come in here, and how many? I have 25 bet already, so I need to fix that immediately. Let's come in and get rid of a couple of these. So I've now a bet of 15, and if we look at my current total bet, it's 15. So if I try to bet 7 or 10, I should be able to say bet 10 red, and it should not like this. The amount wagered is invalid. Your bet has not been recorded. You currently have 22 coins available, but see, now I need more specifics about why. You currently have 22 coins available and are currently betting, but currently, I'll have to add that as part of my messaging. So the amount wagered is invalid, 10. Your bet has not been recorded. You currently have and have already wagered user.fields.total wager, total current wager. Okay, so now does this look a little prettier if I say bet 10 red. You currently have 23 coins available and have already wagered 15. Please try again. Plus or minus 10 gold Zulu. I like it. You currently have 212 coins available. Nice work. So, I think for now, until you guys prove me that I'm wrong, I think we're okay. We're not perfect, but we're good enough to be able to handle bets and positions. So now let's get into the logic of actually running this game and see how this stuff works. I don't like already. I need currently. And are currently wagering. Okay. So, W. Giorgio, did you just break something of mine? Why didn't you get a response there? Doesn't like me. Why doesn't it like you? W. Giorgio said, I think I was just restarting the service at the same time. I think you popped that message in there right as I saved. I think that's why. Try it again. It should work fine now. Every time I save, it has to stop and start the service, and I think you snuck that poker message in just as I was saving. I'll touch nothing. See if it does it for you. There you go. And you won 26. Nice. Okay, so I think that was an unfortunate timing of your bet, which obviously won't happen once we're done with this thing. It's just that I'm in the middle of working on this. Okay. So now we can place bets, and so now your bets will funnel into this bet table. And once you've made bets, then what I want to be able to do, and I've built some of this already, is I want only the streamer, so in that case that would be me, to be able to basically close all bets, right? If you've ever been at a roulette table, the way it works is they start betting, and then there's some point where they feel like the betting is starting to slow down, and they'll grab the little marble and they'll spin it around, and then once the marble starts to slow down, they'll put their hands over the table and they'll say, no more bets, right? And that's where all the betting has stopped. No more bets are eligible, and you'll be able to wait for that marble to fall into some spot on the roulette table. So it's up to me in this case, but if somebody else was running this on their channel, they'd want it to be them. I would want them to be able to execute a command that is no more bets, and then it releases the outcome of the spin and calculates everybody's winnings and kind of writes that all out as one big block. So I think, Gold Zulu, did you just break something? What did Peanuts do? What is that? You said buy. Okay, I don't have a command for buy. So let's go look at my index. We got to start at the beginning. So this now starts the group roulette when someone buys that thing. Jeff started a game of roulette. Place your bets. Everybody's going to do their betting. That's all the stuff that happens here. And I have some logic to say, if there isn't currently a game, then you can't do this. There's not currently an active game to bet on. You can use channel points to start a game. That's perfect. But then what I need is this new command in here called no more bets. And let me just comment this out, because this is the thing that I really want to have happen. But the first piece of it is making sure that it's only me that can execute this command. So I'm going to say if target dot replace, and I'm going to get rid of the pound sign that they put on the target. If target replace this equals context.username dot to lowercase, and we'll do replace, and then we'll do a to lowercase dot to lowercase, so that we're making sure that we compare apples to apples. If those things are equal, then we can say client.say target await casino play game active game like so. Else, and we'll say else. Client.say, this will be fun. Target. Nice try at. Nice try at context.username. Only, and this might end up being moderators, but I think for right now, I kind of like the streamer having full control. Only the streamer, person streaming. I think we can do this too. This is kind of fun. We could do target.replace. Can do that. Okay. I think that's good. Now, it doesn't actually work yet. But this is also logic that I can't test myself. So I would be interested for one of you to try this command, ! No more bets. And I want to see what happens. You should get a message. I can't test this myself because I am the streamer. No more bets. Nice try, Ghostbag Games. Only the person streaming, at Jeff Blankenburg, can do that. I forgot the at. Nice try. Only the person streaming, at Jeff Blankenburg, can do that. Okay, cool. So now I have protected this command. And it's only usable by me, I think. We'll see that in just a second. Now what I need to do is think about what casino.playgame does. I think I've already created the file and started building some of this. So playgame, where I'm passing in my game object from the database, I'm going to get all of the bets that have been made against this game. And then I'm going to log those out just so I can see them. Now I'm checking the game type. And if it's roulette, then I'm going to spin my result, and it's going to be a number between 0 and 36. And so then I have an outcome, and I built this cool evaluator thing that is going to tell me what the spin result was. And so I have this for poker and for roulette now. And so I'm saying if it was a royal flush, then give me an outcome of royal flush. For these, though, I'm passing in the position, which I don't think is right. I don't think that's right at all. How do I best want to do this? Because what the evaluator should do is tell me what the outcome was. But for roulette, there's actually like 5 outcomes, right? It's red or black. It's odd or even. It's high or low. So how do I best want to evaluate this? I think what I want to do... I think I just need a outcome array. And then inside my array, I don't know why I wrote it this way, but so if red, I got to do it a lot like the poker hand one where it's just a big if statement. So if red.include spin result, and I don't actually care about I care about position. I can't. Spin result seems like a better term. Okay, so if spin result is red, so it's in the red array, then I don't want to return. What I want to do is outcome.push that element. That's going to put that in my array. Then iSound_, nice. Thank you for the follow. Good morning to you if it's morning. If it's not morning, then good afternoon or good evening. I'm working on building a roulette game. He would like me to... Wow, already wants me to hydrate. That's aggressive, but I like it. There's all sorts of things that you can do here. including playing rock, paper, scissors, and playing sound effects once you have enough channel points, playing an entire casino's worth of games in the chat. There's all sorts of fun stuff to do here. So thank you for joining us, and hopefully you have some fun with it. So these need to be outcome.push now. Copy that. Drop it here. So this should create an array for me that has all of the outcomes for the specific scenarios that I'm looking at. So that's roulette.even, and then we've got this one, which is if it's mod 1, then it's odd, which makes sense. Come on. Outcome.push, that'll add odd to my array. And we could do else, and we could do these, right? We can do an else on these conditions. Else here, because it's either one or the other for those. And then this one can be if spin result is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 18, then we're going to say it's in the bottom half, which makes sense. So we'll add that one to our array, and then this is the opposite of that. So if it's not bottom, then it must be top. Else if return outcome top. I don't really need the comparison, but I'm going to leave the comparisons in there. I think that's good. Because, well, no, I do actually need the condition because there is the possibility it's 0, and 0 would not meet that condition. Then we have this one, which is high. So we got to make sure we're doing outcome.push on all these. Outcome.push. And what we'll get is this really nice array of objects. On the other side after we've done the evaluation, and then we can pay out too, because these, I'm treating this like an enumeration, but this enumeration basically allows me to not only know the name of the outcome, but also the payout for that outcome, which is ideal. Okay, so the last case that I don't have here, and I don't even need this necessarily. What am I missing? Lamp has been updated. Thank you, TradeLast. Else. I guess I don't need this curly. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay, so for a poker hand, you can have nothing. And I feel like what I want to tell them... Huh. Yeah, I probably need to do spin result and... No. I'm just trying to evaluate what the outcome of the spin was. I think this is fine. This is fine. And then down here I have my odds for this, so you can see it's... I haven't confirmed that these are right. I probably should do that. Where's my roulette game? I think I had these in here as well. So for these, it is payout. Where? Oh, here's my logic. Okay. No. Excuse me. Where do I decide how much you get paid? Where does amount come into this? User payout, user wager, spin result position. Where do I decide how much you get paid? Well, that could be a thing that's missing from this too. So I have... Good morning, Mr. Smoofy. Where am I deciding how you get paid? Because here I have wager times 35. Oh, I see. I'm doing it right here. Wager times 2. So high, middle, and low get times 2. Everything else is a 1 wager. So I'm doing it right. Okay. So in my evaluator, my odds are proper. Those are my multipliers. I don't really have a nothing. That's not a thing that's going to exist here. So I have my values. So now we come back to play game. I know I need to wash, but I'm only going to infect myself right now, and I will hand sanitize and wash my hands once I'm done. This room is pretty much just me. I'm the only person that's ever in here, so I feel okay about it. So now I have an outcome let's take a look at what this is going to look like, because what I expect is an array of enumeration values. So this should be outcome, and this should be JSON.stringify outcome. So what this should do, when I say play game, which I don't have an easy way to call, I guess I do. I can just do no more bets. What did that do? Of course there's an error. I'm fine with that. Bets cannot read property starts with. That's fine. I don't care about that yet. Where is my outcome? Why don't I see outcome listed here? Lazamat, Lazamat. Good morning. Thank you for the follow. Good to have, we've got such a good crew of people here. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. You have lots of interesting things to talk about and ask, and like we solved a cool, interesting situation Trade Labs was looking at this morning. I'm not kidding. Like, you guys, this is my favorite part of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Getting on here, talking with you guys, building some cool stuff. Absolutely my favorite. I have a terrible headache this morning. I was really considering not doing this, but it's like my favorite part of the day. How am I going to miss that? Oh, also, I totally forgot to mention the shirt. You guys have probably seen a little bit. It says Champions. Well, that's even worse. This is a t-shirt that I had made. Can you guys read that? Champions of Vengeance, Intrigue, and Destruction. And you may recognize this little symbol right here. Maybe some of you. If I could, I can't move my fingers properly. Boom and boom. It's reversed for me. And I've got it on the sleeve here too. This is my buddies from high school and I decided we were going to play D&D with our sons, and I've never really played. I mean, I've played a little D&D in my life, but I was never like way into it or anything. So we created a group, and we've been playing for about 6 weeks, I would guess. We do it every week. In fact, we're playing tonight. And you guys can see the name of the organization, though, right? The Champions of Vengeance, Intrigue, and Destruction. So this is kind of like our clan, our fellowship. But can you guys see the acronym that this makes? Maybe? COVID. Totally, right. So we did this because of the lockdown. We thought that was kind of funny. And so that's the group that we came up with. And then the back of the shirt looks like this. I think you guys can see that. Yeah. And it's Lockdown 2020. So the dice just happened to work well for this year. But so we had some shirts made, and I thought these were kind of fun. So so we've been playing some D&D. We play tonight actually at 6 p.m. Eastern. That'll be fun. Anyway, I just totally forgot that I had this shirt on. I was meaning to tell you guys about that. Okay, so my outcome didn't even come through. No more bets. I have my active game. I'm with you, Ghostbag. This year has sucked. Okay, can I just Tippecanoe M86, thank you for the follow. Rocking out there on the screen. Thank you for being here. We have all sorts of cool stuff going on in the chat and lots of commands that you can play with if you'd like, but I'm building a roulette game for the people in the chat right now. And we're going to just return this worked, just so that I have something happening where I've returned some speech, and maybe it'll stop freaking out. No more bets. Cannot read property starts with of undefined. What are you talking about? So I'm logging my bets. I don't really understand. I don't really understand why we're hitting this. I'm saying no more bets. I'm getting all of my bets. I'm getting to right here. It must not be hitting this case. That's got to be it. It's got to think that game field's game type is something else. Do I want to do a... Well, we did that over here, right? Game field... Didn't I do that over here? I thought I did, but maybe I got rid of it. So, game... Just take this. Game type. And we're going to make this game.fields.gametype. Like so. And then we're going to put some quotation marks around it just so that we can make sure there's no spaces or weirdness in there. And then we'll try one more time. No more bets. And game type is roulette. Case. I don't think we're getting in here. This is my whole problem. Console log. Roulette. Game is over. I don't feel like we're getting into this case. Let's do this too, just in case. This did not work. So now we should have a response no matter what. No more bets. This did not work. I'm sorry, what? If game type equals roulette, which we're seeing that it does, right? Somewhere in here we're seeing that. No more bets. Game type equals roulette. Then I have my active game. I don't understand. I do all caps because then I can notice that it's there and it's broken. I use caps for error messages. How do I get the case to change on my Chatsino bot name? So that's actually a good question. It's a Twitch thing. You can go into your settings and you can change that yourself for yours. So if I go into twitch.tv/Jeff and then I come in here and I go to settings, I think that's all it is. Down, yeah, right here. You have your display name. It has to be the same username, but you can decide what the capitalization looks like for your name. So like if Gold Zulu wanted a capital G and a capital Z in his name, he could do that here. But it looks like you're already doing that because you have the M and the S in Mr. Smoofy capitalized. And I think your username is always lowercase, but then you can set a capitalization if you'd like. But this has to be identical to this. The only thing you can change is capitalization. Anyway, that's that. Okay, so how can we do this? Where we can actually get this to work. Why isn't roulette hitting in my case? Could it be, did I do something else over here? Game type equals roulette. Not doing anything else different. Although this is back to, oh, this is a different function, but this should be game type too. Place bet. Where's place bet? Triple equals. And the other thing I wanted was if game type or. So if it doesn't equal roulette, I wonder if it's a type thing. If I come here to play game, no, because I'm doing a case on it. Let's do game type dot toString and just see if that doesn't solve my problem. No more bets. This worked. Okay, so it's a toString that I was missing. That solves my problem. And then my outcome, what was my outcome? Outcome is undefined. Oh, because I didn't, no, because I don't need position. I'm passing in spin result. Okay. So my evaluator is doing something weird. So let's go look at evaluator and see what's happening in there. So I call into the evaluator and I have this outcome array. Oh, I don't return it. Okay. So now it should work. So my outcome, you guys are typing so much it's hard to see. I have this array of it was black, it was even, it was top, and it was high. So that's great. So the last piece that I need to do for this play game, let's write down what we need to do. We need to compare every bet to the outcome. Compare every bet to the number when compare every bet to compare every bet to the number when a number is bet. Set game to closed. Print all results. Okay. Yeah, Trey last. Nice try, man. I locked that one down. Okay, so let's get into this. Now that things are working. I can get rid of these things. I'm gonna need a string. So we're gonna do let bet results equal nothing. That's going to be our string where we're compiling all of the bets, what you bet, what your outcome was, and what you won. And then we also need a leading statement, which is, so I guess we could start with that. Let's start with the actual outcome. I think that's the best thing to start with. The first value that we actually show is outcome was the result. And then how else do we want to... We should probably... Outcome was the result, so this would be like 23 is the result of the spin. This is winning bets are. And this is where I'll need to loop through. So let's create a new string that is outcome stuff. So for O in outcome, we're going to do, I need another one. This is let outcome string equal nothing. And we could say outcome string equals plus equals oh no O dot what do we call those? Outcome O dot name. Don't even have that in there. O dot name. I don't actually know how to do this way. What if what I really want to do is say for var I equals 0, I is less than outcome.length, I plus plus, because I need some additional logic here, more than just looping through them. I also want to do O.name if I is less than outcome.length minus 1, and I is greater than 0, outcome string plus equals comma. Jesse J. Burton, thank you. These are some great questions. A roulette game building in straight vanilla JS. And Mr. Smoofy, thanks for coming to the rescue here. It's a casino games bot I'm building. It's just Node. I'm using VS Code. I'm using Airtable to store some backend stuff. But I can show you a few of the things and how they work. So you can, just by posting messages in here, you can always, you can say balance. And I think, maybe I didn't build that. Yeah, my balance is currently 32 coins. You can try the same thing to see what your current casino balance is. I would guess, Jesse, you probably are at 1 or 2. That tells you how many coins you have. For every message that you post in chat, you earn a coin. And then you can also say things like poker. And you can play one hand of video poker, which I just did there. 6, 5, 3, 2 ace is not a straight. If you just say poker like that, it will bet half of your coins. But you can also do poker 1, and it'll only bet 1 coin. You can tell it, oh, I'm just only betting 1 this time. You can also do slots. And in that case, oh, nice. I just won 30 coins. So slots works that way. And then there's also roulette, just as an individual game. But you have to place a bet. So you have to say, like, I bet 5 on red. And in this case, it'll spin the wheel for me, and it looks like I lost 5 because the outcome was 17, which is black and not red. So all of those games are available to you, Jesse, and you can play them whenever and however you'd like. But that's some of the stuff I'm working on. What I'm building right now, though, is the ability for us to play a roulette game as a group, where you can place a bunch of bets and we all play at the same time, and then I spin the wheel once, and then all of the outcomes are paid out at once. So that is what we're currently doing. Okay, so let me get back to that specific thing. So what I'm doing here is I'm saying loop through all of the outcomes that we have, and I feel like o.name to uppercase might be okay. And then winning bets are outcome string. So that's going to be the beginning of our bet results. Then we have to loop through all the bets, which we also have here. That is called bets. So now I can just do for b in bets. I'm going to say bet results plus equal. And this is, I want to make sure I have some space here. So the bet results are going to be the username of the person that made the bet. So this will be at, and then we'll have b dot, let's go look at our data table and see what's in the bet table. Bet dot username, that's perfect that I brought that in. The other thing I haven't done is like pay you. So what I also should do right here is pay the man. Okay, his money. Okay, so b.username wagered, and this will be b.wager. I think that's what it's called. b.wager on Coding Bandit. Thank you for the subscription, and also happy Canada Day to you. What a lovely day. If you guys don't know Coding Bandit, her name is Carrie, and she is originally from Canada, although she lives here in Ohio with me. Not with me, but like we live in the same state. B.wait on, and then I need your position. So this will be B.position. I wonder if I could do 2 uppercase on this. That might be pretty sweet. So I'm saying Jeff Blankenburg wagered 5 on red. And that's all we can do for now, because we're going to have to figure out whether or not you won. So now we need to say if Jesse Burton, I don't actually know what the actual back end of it is. It comes out like JSON, so it comes out and behaves as if it's a NoSQL backend, but the way I treat it is like a data storage API. So for a lot of the things that I do, like if I create a game, they have a nice SDK, so I can just pass in things like this JSON here, created by game type channel, right? I'm just making these calls in. And then I can get things using API calls like this. Now I could use their SDK for this, but I prefer these URL constructions for retrieval. And in here I'm just having some filters that say get me the game where the record ID is this, right? So this is a URL way I can do this. I'm just using fetch to make an HTTPS call and get out and get that. So between those two, that's how it works. But what Airtable looks like to me is this. It looks like an Excel spreadsheet or a very simple database. Charlie B6 with a follow. My goodness. Lots of folks showing up today, and that is super, super cool. So the thing that we need to do here last is really evaluate what this outcome should be. So play game right here. We are writing out what you've wagered, but I haven't told you whether or not you've won, and I haven't actually given you your winnings. Lord of Sound, I apologize. Did you ask a question and I missed it? Did you ask a question? How long does it take to get for your skill to get into the Alexa Skills search database? It's been 48 hours since mine was certified, and I still don't see it if I type the exact skill name into Amazon search for Alexa Skills. It was definitely set to publish on cert. I would bet that there's a little bit of lag time on the search. 48 hours seems like you're coming up on the barricade for that. I would guess it is probably between 48 and 72 hours, but it seems like it should be faster than that. But I have had the same experience that you are experiencing. So I don't think that there's an official published amount of time, but I would expect, if you've already been to 48 hours, I would expect it to be between 48 and 72 hours. It kills me that that's the case, but that's kind of my expectation. No, W. Georgia, I haven't done that yet, but I can show you. Let me save this just for right now, without the if. But it shouldn't be a really long lag, and I'm sorry that's a really disappointing answer. I know. In my index file, one of the first things that I do, W. Giorgio, is I have. So I'm using the TMI thing, right? So every one of the messages that's posted in the chat, those all come through here. And when there's a new message, I have an on-message handler event that fires, which is here. In the on-message handler, the first thing that I do is update the user's score. And this is just a function that I call that looks like this. And in here, what I do is I call into my database and I find out whether or not you exist. If you exist, then I go ahead and I call another function called update score, which just gives you another point. And if you don't exist, then I go ahead and create a record for you and give you the 1 point that you've earned. So that's really it, though. So inside my chatbot, I am just basically checking my database. If you exist, give you another point, and if you don't exist, create you and give you 1 point. And then in future iterations through, you'll just add to that total. Okay, almost there. 11:37. And I need to get to play game because we're so close. I would love to run this before we're done here. Okay, so if I have outcome dot contains, I just did this the other day. Where did I do this for? Was it the poker thing? Where did I do this where I used an array? Like, there was a function called sum. I did this somewhere. I don't remember what. John Galloway with the follow. Wow. That's a big name. Thank you, John, for the follow. Good to have you, man. I'm in the process of building a casino chatbot, and you can play it by just typing !poker or !roulette or !slots in the chat, and you'll get to play a little game. So I don't remember where I did that, but what I want to do is, well, let's just look because I feel like I did this. Dot sum if rewards, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so we're going to go into play game. Yeah, you only have 2 coins right now, Carrie. We'll have to give you more for all the subscriptions and stuff you hand out to people. We should be able to do better than that for you. This needs to be outcome. No. Outcome.sum x.name equals b.position. We're going to have to do like all the things on this. 2 lowercase, dot trim. I just want to make sure that I'm actually getting a good comparison. So we'll do the same on this. If it exists in that array, then we're going to do a couple of things. The first thing we're going to do is const record equals await payout. And I have a payout function, not in here, but I have one in the roulette thing. So we should be able to just grab the one we've already built. Roulette, payout, payout, payout. We can do withdraw. We'll bring that one over too, because we'll need it. Copy. Okay, so payout, I need to give it a lot less than this. I can just do return, await, update score. Return, await, I don't need this. And this is going to be, I need to pass in user and amount. I don't need spin result or position. So payout, user amount. This is the beginning of me moving this all to one place inside PitBoss, but I haven't done that yet. So user and amount are the values that I'm going to pass in. So await payout, I need user and amount, user. So the user in this case, I don't have. What do I have? I have user ID. Oh, that's glorious. Okay. Is that enough? Because what does this do here? Update score. What is that expecting? Update score, user.fields.record ID. I wonder if I could just pare this down to be just the record ID. But I could create an object that just resembles this one. That would do it. Because all I need is user. Yeah, okay. So I just need to create a object up here that is fields. Record ID, and this is going to be b.user ID, and then their wager is b.wager times x dot. What did we come back with in our evaluator? I have it here. Outcome, yeah, odds. X dot odds. Okay. Let's see if that'll actually work. So that's. Why is this white? Why is this white? Am I missing a parentheses? There we go. Color coding for the win. And now we need to do await payout. That's great. Else. We'll need a little space here. We're going to do const record equals await withdraw. Probably the same kind of thing. So withdraw, what do I really need for withdraw? I don't need the speech. I just need to return await update score. And we're going to subtract the amount that they wagered. That would be nice if I could consolidate all these things into like one record for each person, but I don't think I'm going to do that for now. This is just going to be you lose your wager, not times the odds, because there wouldn't be any odds. And then in here, winning. Okay, so I'm going to say outcome was a result of the spin. winning bets are, and then it's going to be like red, odd, even, whatever. Then we're going to say, I wanted to do, if outcome length is this, if I equals outcome dot length minus 1 outcome string plus equals and like so. So then I'm going to say red something something and this, and then I'm going to do at Jeff Blankenburg wagered 5 on this. So I can say bet results plus equals and 1 this amount b and 1 b wager coins. No, I don't need to say coins. And wagered and won 23, like, or whatever. And then I can say, for this, I can say bet results plus equals and lost. Okay, then what I need to do is just return bet results. Return bet results. So this should get me, let's see, compare every bet to the outcome, did that. Compare every bet to the, oh, I didn't do that. So I have another else if. Else if b dot position equals spin result. And this needs to be like a parse int. We'll do it for both just to feel good about it. Parse int. And these are going to look very similar to these. The only difference is that this wins times 35. Okay. So that's a lot of code. I wrote a lot of code there without testing any of it. I also need to set the game to closed. So we're going to need to update a record. So we have a create game function, right? Create game looks like this. Let's just create a new one called close game. Save as or end game. End game. Save. Nope. Okay, end game, and down here we're gonna have end game. And all of the rest of this really is the same. This is just gonna be update. And then I need to check this because I always mess this up. So api.airtable.com. We're going to go in and look at how do we update a record in that table. So this is the game table. Update records. Update a single record. And what I need to do for JavaScript is game.update, and I give it the record ID of the game, and then a comma, and then my values. Clunky, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to the crew. There's a whole casino happening in the chat if you'd like to participate. Lots of things to do, and command, and sound effects, and all sorts of things. So thank you for being here, but also please play with the stuff we're building. I'd really appreciate it. Agamemnon, that's a tough one to say, but thank you for the follow. You guys are all awesome. This is great. So I need to put in game. Target user type is not enough. Target user type. I don't need any of this. All I need is game. And in here, we're going to say game.fields.record ID, comma. And I don't know why it doesn't like that. What's wrong? Am I using game in some way already? What has happened here? What am I doing wrong? What? Oh, I see. This goes before the curlies. That goes there. And then all this needs to be is the status, which I think I have out here at the end. Channel status. Status is going to be completed. And that should close a game, and it should return the record to me. So if I go back to play game, I should just be able to say, because I already have Airtable in here, I should just be able to say const game, no, game over equals await Airtable dot end game. Now, I haven't finished all the rigging for this, so we'll need to fix that here real quick, but I have this new endgame page. I need to come into index and add it as a option. So we'll do endgame, and we'll do endgame, and we'll do it here, endgame. Okay, so now if I come back to play game, I've ended my game, and I'm going to print all the results. I think we've done all the things that we wanted to do. This, guys, if we're not careful, this might just work. So now if I say no more bets, what happens? I mean, it's almost certainly going to break, right? It's got to break. O is not defined. What are you talking about? O is not defined. Where? Play game JS, line 18. Oh, because it's not that anymore. It's if outcome, no. If I is less than outcome.length, this should be outcome I dot name. Okay, I can live with that. No more bets. Can I read two uppercase of undefined? Play game line 24. Are there bets in the table that have no position? No. Can I read two uppercase of undefined? Well, I guess maybe we should... Oh, I have bets written out, though. Bets, and then each one has an ID and fields. It's fields, I forgot. So these need to be b.fields.username and b.fields.wager and b.fields.position. b.fields. b.fields. And b.fields. b.fields. Such an easy thing for me to forget. Fields dot Fields. 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 And fields. Okay. Now how about we're gonna work? No more bets. Now what? Now what did I do wrong? Cannot read property username of undefined. Play game line 24. But why is that coming out as an array? Okay. Record ID, game, user ID, position, wager. Looks like it's just username that's the issue. Is user ID? User ID is also an array. Wow. Okay. Wager and position, those are values, right? Okay. So user ID here needs to be an array. I don't know why that's an array, but I can live with it. We can do this. No more bets. Line 24, b.fields.username of undefined. Why does it say that if I look at bets, another good question is why is there only one bet? Let's do a couple more bets. Bet 5 black. Bet you currently have 51 coins available and are currently wagering 15. Please try again. Well, what if I just get rid of all the records in here for right now? Try that again. Let's make sure my game is open too. Game. Still in progress? Yeah. Bet. Great. Bet 5 red. Bet 5 black. I think I know what the logic is there. So let's go look at beginning of here. If is valid bet somewhere happens in here, right? No? Where am I doing that? Oh, it's in the bet command, which is place bet. Is valid wager. If, so let's go look at the pit boss function. Is valid wager if parse int. I'm sure this is it. Typing will be the end of me at some point. Jesse, thank you for coming. I'll be back here again on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. So thank you for the follow. Hopefully you'll get the email and the notification to let you know that I'm here. Bet 5 black. Now are we good? Yeah. Bet 10 on 4. What? Bet 10 odd. So crazy. Okay. Well, I have these 2 bets. No more bets. No more bets. So here in the chat, let's see. I have Why do I only see one bet? When I want to get all the bets, so we go to play game, get all bets. What is even happening there? Get all bets is coming out, and I'm getting where the game has a record ID of that. That should bring back 2 records, right? 2 records. Game ID is the same. If we look at the game that we're looking at, it ends in 6BB. So why are we only getting the 1 bet? And why do you say that? Oh, because username is an array. I think we looked at that, right? We just tried to fix that. We do a play game. And right here we say B field username array 0. How can that be undefined? ATK, my time zone is U.S. Eastern Time. That is when I'm on here. And actually, I need to wrap things up because I've got some stuff I got to deal with this morning. Well, thankfully, you guys aren't able to use this stuff yet, so I'm not going to worry about fixing it right now. But I'm going to come back and play with this afternoon, and we'll get this figured out. But it's already 12. It's already noon. We've been here for 2 hours. How do you up the user coin balance based on chatting, Jeff Blankenburg? I showed W. Giorgio this a minute ago, but I'll show you. So all I'm doing, I'm using this TMI.js. This is subscribing to the IRC channel that we're doing here. And I have on message handler, which is when every time a message gets posted to the chat, that comes into my system here. And then what I do is I have this function right here called update user score. And what update user score does, not that one, update user score, in here all I do is I say, okay, what was the message, and determine if the user's already in the database. So I make a call out to the database to determine if your username, the username that you're using in the chat, if it already exists in my database, then I'm going to get a record for you. And if you look at my user table, you can see that I have records for everybody that's ever chatted, and all I have is a count. And that's what your currency is. So these are all messages. W. Giorgio's got 334, but this is his currency, so it changes every time he makes a wager, all that kind of stuff. And you guys will see if you continue to type messages, you'll see these numbers update dynamically. But so I check this record, and if it exists, then I add 1 to it. And I just do that here by saying update score, which is this piece here. You can see that I'm just setting your currency equal to whatever your currency was plus 1. So I'm just adding 1 to your currency and updating the record. But if you don't exist, then I create a new record for you, and you can see that I give you a currency of 1, which gives you your first coin, basically. So the first time you type a message, you automatically get 1 currency. Kevin Evans just lost 100 coins. Ouch. But that's all I'm doing, Trade Last. That's the bot does work when I'm off stream as long as I keep it running. There are times where I will turn it off or reboot my machine or whatever, because it is literally running off of my laptop right here. So there are times that it might be down, but you should be able to come to chat just about anything, anytime, and it should be running. So you're welcome to play in the casino even when I'm not around, and we'll continue to grow and build and play with this thing as we go. So thank you guys all for tuning in. I will see you all very, very soon, and I will be here again on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Take care.